Hello bookish friends, if you're new here, my name's Lottie, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be picking out my monthly TBR for the month of September using prompts from my TBR jar. These videos are some of my favorite to film every month, and you guys seem to love these videos too. This is just my happy place here with you guys. I'm really excited for the month of September because we are finally getting into the fall months. I feel like fall is just like ordained as like the bookish season, the perfect season for curling up at home with a good book, with a fireplace, a little coffee or a tea. Like, it's just so cozy, and reading is such a cozy hobby that I just love reading in the fall, of course. As like more of a seasonal mood reader, I feel like there are so many books I want to get to this fall season, and I'm going to do a whole video about my fall TBR, what to read this fall. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I'm just super excited for fall. I'm sure all of you guys are too. If you didn't know, each month I kind of try to like match the vibe of the month with my outfit and my microphone. So for me, the month of September is like this dark green color. It's like the color of a football field because football is back in September. The leaves on the trees are still green, but they're starting to kind of turn. So I wanted to wear my green today to represent the color I feel like September is. The only green thing I have for my mic is this like bright green color. So just know this is not the green I'm envisioning. It's more of this green, but I thought it'd be fun to match. I feel like my vibe for reading in the month of September is going to be picking a couple of books that are like lingering from my summer TBR, but that also would be good to read in like early fall. And then also just like starting to lean in fully into my fall TBR. So I'm hoping to kind of pick out a good blend in today's video. In case you're new here, I usually like to do just a little bit of housekeeping at the beginning of these videos, but I always timestamp them out down below. So if you want to just skip to picking out the prompts, feel free to skip ahead. But before I start picking out prompts for my September TBR, I like to just pause and reflect on last month's TBR and see how I did. So in the month of August, I picked out 8 books for my monthly TBR, which can I just say that was a bold decision, honestly. My status update is that I have read 5 of the 8 books, which I feel pretty good about, and I am starting a 6th one today. I'm actually going to start Assassin's Blade today, so I'm starting Throne of Glass. I am really proud that I have read all of the ones on my physical TBR other than Assassin's Blade, which I'm starting today. The only ones I didn't get to were some of my digital reads, but it's really nice to not have to put any of the same books back on the TBR cart. So snaps for me on that. And honestly, even though I do feel like 6 is kind of my magic number for success if I want to actually complete my TBR every month, I just really like having a little bit of a bigger TBR. And I also really love making these videos, and I think they're more fun when I sit here and can pick out a couple extra prompts and books with you guys. And also on top of that, I feel like in fall, there are so many seasonal books that I want to read. I feel like there's probably like close to 50 books on my fall TBR, and I'm obviously not going to be able to get to all of those. So I think it's a little bit more fun to pick a bigger TBR in the fall months, and then I can kind of mood read from within that. So I'm going to stick with 8 books in today's video. Also, I will note part of the reason I want to do a little bit of a bigger TBR as well is I am starting the Assassin's Blade today, and then it is my goal in September to read Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight. So we're going to try to get those books on the TBR today. So they're kind of like my 2 bonus books where like in my head, I'm already like premeditated trying to get them on the TBR. So that's another reason I want to pick more books today. Okay. And then as for my last little bit of housekeeping, as you guys know, if you've been here before, I like to make this little digital TBR graphic, and I have this on my iPad. I will put it on the screen for you guys, but I just keep this on my iPad at the base of my tripod to help me remember all of the digital reads that I'm excited for this month, in addition to the books on my physical TBR. I found that without making a cute little graphic, I was forgetting a lot of the digital books that I was excited about. So the first section on my graphic is for new releases and arcs, and I've got 6 books in this section that are all, I'm pretty sure, coming out in the month of September. Some of these books are coming out towards the beginning half of the month, some towards the later half. I definitely am not going to be able to get to all of these in the month of September, but they all look so good. And I actually just recently did a whole video on a bunch of anticipated new release books that are coming out in the second half of the year. The ones that are on my radar, I have a copy of Wild Reverence and An Introvert's Guide to Life and Love on my NetGalley. So those are both books that are coming out in September that I could go ahead and read now. Wild Reverence is like a prequel to the Divine Rivals duology, but I don't think you have to have read Divine Rivals, and it's set like hundreds of years before the events of Divine Rivals. I'm really excited for that. Honestly, I really do want to read that in September. It comes out, I think, on Tuesday. It'll probably already be out by the time this video's up, so I really want to get to this one soon. An Introvert's Guide to Life and Love just looks like a really cute kind of like end of summer, beginning of fall romance book, and my friend Carter was saying a lot of good things about it. This one was on actually my TBR for last month and I didn't get to it, so would love to read this one. And then the other 4 I don't have arcs of, but they're coming out super soon. So we have People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. I'm so excited for this one. If It Makes You Happy comes out, I'm pretty sure September 2nd, so that one should already be out too. That one is very like small town Gilmore Girls. I think it's set in the 90s. It looks so cute. Fearful by Lauren Lauren Roberts is another installment in the Powerless series. It's a novella that takes place during the events of Fearless. And then we have Taurus Season by Bryn Weaver. This one I'm pretty sure comes out towards the end of the month. This book just seems really fun and like a great fall read. So those are all my new releases that are on my personal radar. There's a couple I'm pretty sure they're coming out towards the end of the month too, but I didn't include those because I just feel like there's no point in putting them on my September TBR if it's going to come out like September 30th. Then for my Kobo reads, honestly, this is just a bunch of books I want to buy. So whether I buy them physically or on my Kobo, these are just ones that are on my radar to read soon. So we have Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. This looks so cute, so fall. The Collected Regrets of Clover has been on here forever. I have this on my Kobo already. It was on a Kobo daily deal a couple months back, and I definitely want to read this at some point, so I just grabbed it and still haven't read it. So we have Bunny by Mona Awad. This just feels like it's kind of like horror adjacent, and the like sequel prequel is coming out soon. Anatomy by Dana Schwartz, and then The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. But part of me is also like, do I wait and just read this? Is this going to be a duology? Do I just wait and read this like right before the next one comes out? Because like, does it end on a cliffhanger? I don't know. Part of me is like trying to be a little more strategic with that, because I feel like I just jump on the hype and then I'm like, wait, now I have to wait forever to get to the next one. Anyway, let me speed this up. We also have Kindle Unlimited. So a couple of ones that are on my radar are Vicious by V.E. Schwab, Phantasma by Kaylee Smith, Big Fan by Alexander Romanoff, and then we've also got two books on my 25 and 2025, which is Archer's Voice and Mile High. And then I have a bunch of audiobooks that have caught my eye lately. So that is Girl on Girl, Definitely Better Now, All That Life Can Afford, The 3 Lives of Kate Kay, Happy Wife, and The Dead Husband Cookbook. I just wanted to acknowledge that this is my digital TBR. I'd be happy to read any of these this month. Okay, I think that is all the housekeeping we have to do today. No, it's not. I also have a couple of physical arcs that were sent to me, which I'm very grateful for. So thank you to the publishers and to the authors for sharing your work with me. It's so exciting to get to have a physical arc of some of these books. Maybe pulling from this stack. I'm just going to put it on the floor here. They didn't fit on my TBR cart, but we've got It's Different This Time by Joss Richard. This is a second chance romance, I'm pretty sure. We've got The Book of Autumn by Molly O'Sullivan. This is a romantasy, ancient magic, enchanted university. Feels like dark academia kind of vibes. And then we also have Soul Searching by Lila Sage. I'm so excited for this. Would love to get this on the TBR as well. Potentially this comes out September 30th, so I can't wait. Okay, we are almost done with housekeeping. One last thing I wanted to share. I actually added 9 new prompts to my TBR jar, and they're all of these little orange ones, if you see an orange one. So I'm going to try to pick out 3 of these prompts in my September, October, and November TBR jar videos for the next couple months, just so that we have some fun seasonal prompts. And if this is something that you think is fun, I would love to continue this. I think it could be really great to do this in the winter too. I could do some winter ones for December, January, February, then I could do spring and so on. I think this could be a fun new thing to add to the jar. And that is all of the housekeeping. Enough yapping. Let's get to picking some prompts for my September TBR. We're going to pick out 8, like I said, and make sure that 3 of them are orange ones. So let's pick out prompt number 1. We'll see. Oh, one literally fell out. Let's just see what this one says. Oh, amazing. This one isn't even one of the fall ones, but it says a book that feels like the current season. We're going to have a very seasonal TBR this month, guys. I'm excited. Honestly, any of the arcs down here, I do want to kind of think about like what feels like an early fall book more than just like a total fall read, because I do think September is a good time to kind of get in those like transitional books. Okay, immediately I feel like Our Infinite Fates could be a really good pick. I've been wanting to read this one for a while, and it's like a YA standalone romantasy. It says the invisible life of Addie LaRue meets This Is How You Lose a Time War in this fantastical and epic love story that defies death as 2 souls reincarnate through the centuries. It feels like a nice easing in to fantasy fall kind of vibe. Wild Dark Shore also feels like a really good early fall book to me, except for the fact that it's set in a really cold climate. So part of me wants to wait till it's a little bit colder out. This one is a little bit more of like a lit fic mixed with like a mystery thriller. And I've just heard nothing but good things, honestly. I feel like people have been loving this book this year. I'm very intrigued by it. I would be really excited to have this on my TBR. Also, we have Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. I read the first 2 books in this series last year around this time, and this definitely feels like a September kind of book to me, just because I usually read this series in the fall. I feel like I wasn't like loving this series last year, but I want to give it another chance because I do like it. Like, I think fondly on it, but then my actual reading experience, I'm like, wait, do I like this? I'm a little bit like 50-50 on this whole series, but I do think it's fun. This one definitely feels like September to me. Honestly, The Women could be a really great pick because I heard that this one is kind of set in summer a little bit. I didn't really realize that. I think I was waiting to pick up another Kristen Hanna till we got to the fall because I just feel like historical fiction feels more like fall to me. I find I don't want to pick it up as much in the summer, but someone in my comments recently said that a lot of this takes place in the summer. And so I think that this could be a really, really good blend of like, it's still hot outside. It still kind of feels like summer outside, but I'm trying to kind of like get into my fall, like historical fiction, cozy, like deeper feels. Plus this is on my 25 and 2025. Okay, actually, yeah, I'm gonna go with the women. I've just convinced myself. I've been wanting to read another Kristen Hanna for a couple months now. The last one I read was The Nightingale, which was I think in February or March, and I really enjoyed it. I also loved Firefly Lane, so this will be my third Kristen Hanna book. I also recently added The Great Alone to my TBR cart. It's like forcing me to want to go ahead and read this one because I don't want to have my Kristen Hanna backlog like backing up on me. And I've genuinely adored all of the books I've read from her, and I have a feeling this one will be no different. This is the UK cover too. I got this in London in June. But essentially, if you don't know about Kristen Hanna, she writes a lot of historical fiction, mostly focused on women or women's stories, women's place in different points of history, and kind of unique stories about women and them being strong or powerful or heroes or just being themselves and highlighting their stories. And that's something I really love about her writing. The Women specifically, I'm sure you guys know about this. It was like one of the most popular books of last year. It says, The Women is a novel of epic love and devastating loss. It is a story of a memorable heroine and her deep friendships whose idealism and courage under fire will define an era. Wait, I love that there's like friendship in this. Their friendship changed lives. Their bravery changed history. Guys, I love stories with female friendship, strong female friendship. I'm so excited. I mean, I'm scared. I should be scared. I'm sure it's going to rip my heart out. I can't wait. Okay, let's pick out prompt number 2 for the September TBR. I'm gonna pick an orange one, so this will be a fall themed one. Oh, amazing. Okay, this one says a new release from this fall. So I think we should pick Wild Reverence. That's just like immediately what comes to mind. I'm really excited about my physical arcs, but a lot of these books don't come out till the end of the month. And because Wild Reverence comes out in like literally 2 days, I'm just feeling like I want to go ahead and read it. So I feel like we should pick Wild Reverence. I love Divine Rivals. I love Rebecca Ross. She lives in Atlanta actually, and she went to UGA, which is my alma mater. Go Dogs. But I'm just so excited to read Wild Reverence, and I need a reason to read it soon. So that's going to be the second book on my September TBR. It just was like not even a question for me. New release. I've got an arc. Let's do it. Okay, prompt number 3. Let's pick just a normal one again. Let's see. All right. Ugh, guys, this one says a book with magic. We really are getting the seasonal prompts, even though this wasn't even a seasonal one. So let's pick out a book with some magic. Looking at my digital TBR, I feel like Rewitched has magic because I'm pretty sure the main character is like a witch of some kind. Let's see if there's any others on the TBR cart that are sticking out to me. The thing about fantasy books is like, it's hard to know if they have magic. Just Throne of Glass. I don't know because I haven't started the Assassin's Blade. Is it the magic you think of as like magic? You know what I mean? I think of like powers and magic almost as like different things. Honestly, Soul Searching does kind of have magic. Should we pick Soul Searching? Here's the book description. Home is where the heart is, and this one is haunted. Collins does not want to go home. Sweetwater Peak, Wyoming was supposed to be in her rearview mirror, but when she finds out a developer is trying to buy her parents' antique shop out from under them, she doesn't have a choice. At least that's what she tells her family. They don't need to know she's lost her job and is out of money, or that the ghosts that have always been her companions have recently gone silent. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Collins, the main character in this one, can talk to ghosts. That feels like magic. I feel like this is a good contender. The Book of Autumn also definitely has magic. This one is a spellbinding debut about ambition, second chances, and ancient magic set at an enchanted university where a formidable pair of magicians must put an end to a curse plaguing the student body. Wait, this one is literally about a pair of magicians. I feel like I should do this one. Don't you guys think? It looks so pretty, like this cover. Wait, hold on. Let's read Throne of Glass because I'm like, if this has magic, I should probably just pick this. Oh, it literally says, in a land without magic, an assassin is summoned to the castle. Okay, I fear we shouldn't pick this, even if there is magic in these books. It literally, the first line, in a land without magic. All right, we're putting you back. I honestly just feel like the Book of Autumn though is the one that stood out to me the most because it's literally about a formidable pair of magicians. So I think I'm gonna have to pick this one. I'm so excited to read this and see what I think of this author since it's her debut novel. Let's pick out another just normal prompt, I think, for prompt number 4. Oh no, this one is calling me out. Pick the book you've said this month for sure about the most. So this is kind of like a book I've been putting off, but it's a book that I've been like really close to reading several months in a row and just like not getting to. So it's not one that I'm avoiding. It's just one that like I think I want to read and then I don't actually end up picking up, I guess. So let's see which one I feel like that is. Honestly, I do feel like Throne of Glass fits this really well. I feel like I've been saying literally for the past year that I'm going to start Throne of Glass, and I finally have committed to starting it. it. So I do feel like this one does fit the prompt. Another one I feel like I keep being like, yeah, I'm gonna get to this one is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And this is definitely like a September vibe, I feel like, as well. Honestly, the more I look at some of these options, the more I just want to pick Throne of Glass. As you guys know, I was looking for a way to get Throne of Glass on the TBR this month, and I do feel like this is a reason to pick it. It's like, okay, Lottie, we're doing it. So I think I'm just gonna pick Throne of Glass. The back says lethal, loyal, legendary. I am starting with Assassin's Blade. I don't want to hear it. I know a lot of you guys want me to read it third or fourth, but my best friend Emily, she has advised me, she wants me to read it first, and I'm listening to Emily. So take it up with Emily in the comments below. Hope you can respect my choice. I'm gonna do a reading vlog, reading Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass, and maybe Crown of Midnight too, but like a part 1. Be on the lookout for that. But book number 4 on my September TBR is gonna be Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I'm super excited to get into this series. I know so many people are obsessed with this series, and I finally am ready to know what all the hype is about. Okay, we are 4 prompts down, 4 to go, halfway through the TBR. Let's pick out another fall, like orange prompt. I don't really feel like we need more fall prompts, but I'm gonna pick out 3 every month, so we might as well. But the non-seasonal ones, just like the normal prompts, have really been delivering. So I feel like we already have such a good seasonal TBR. But this one says, okay, continue a series that gives fall vibes. A few things are coming to mind for me for this. First of all, we have Crown of Midnight. This is continuing a series. I'm starting Throne of Glass. I feel like this whole series gives fall vibes. Any fantasy series to me does just kind of give fall vibes. I think of fantasy as a fall genre, and I need to figure out a way to get this on the TBR without knowing much about it. So this could be a good excuse. I don't even really want to read the back because I don't want any spoilers about what happens next in the book, but the back just says never trust an assassin. So I do feel like this is a good option considering I want to try to get it on the TBR without knowing really anything about it. But the one that immediately came to mind, honestly, for continuing a series that gives fall vibes is Accomplice to the Villain. I do feel like I could wait though and read this later in the fall. I am feeling like I need to get Crown of Midnight on here, and without knowing much about it, I don't know if we're gonna have another good opportunity. So we just kind of knocked these out back to back, but I'm feeling grateful because it was kind of stressing me out. So we can get back to focusing on other fun choices. Okay, let's go back to just like a regular prompt and see what we get. We are being so blessed today. This one says the book you are most excited to pick up. I'm feeling like the TBR jar is really treating me today. So the book that I'm most excited to pick up, let's see. I really want to read Spectacular Things. This feels like a summer book to me for sure, and I just didn't get to it. I actually ended up getting this at the bookstore like halfway through August. I just cracked because I decided I really wanted to read it, and I just think the cover's so pretty, and I saw someone saying that it kind of reminded them of Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid because it follows these 2 sisters. It says a sharply observed and tender portrait of sisters' love and ambition. Spectacular Things is a sweeping story about the impossible choices we're forced to make in pursuit of our dreams. It says, what would you give up for the person you love most? What would you expect in return? I loved Atmosphere. That's like probably my favorite book of the year so far. And I heard in someone's review them saying like, if you loved Atmosphere, you might love this one. And I don't really have any lit fic on my TBR so far this month, even though this one definitely feels like more of a summer pick, especially because of the cover. I don't want to wait and read it like next summer. And I feel like I need to just go ahead and get it on my TBR before we get too far away because I don't want to have to wait a whole year to read it. This is one that I'm really excited to pick up and like have been itching to grab the past couple days, but I've been trying to focus on my August TBR. Honestly, this is probably the one I want to pick the most, but let's see if there's any others. I feel like Wild Dark Shore also is one that I'm excited to pick up, but it's not one that I'm like in a rush to get to, I guess, because I just feel like it's going to be great for any time this like fall and winter. And that's honestly how I feel about like a lot of these books up here. I feel like Pictures of You is also one. This is new to my TBR. This is one that I'm really excited to pick up as well. This one says, what would you do if you could start over? Imagine having a second chance with the one you never forgot. So I'm tempted to read this one too. This one also, the cover at least gives like summer vibes to me because of the water, and it looks like she's in a swimsuit, but maybe she's in a bra. I know she was in a car accident that claimed her husband's life, and then she can't really remember much. So this also, I don't know if the car accident was like in water or something, if that's why the cover's like this or why it's like underwater, but I feel like this is also one that I would be super excited for. So both of them sound so good. I think I'm gonna save Pictures of You and go with Spectacular Things by Beck Dory Stein. I've never read anything from this author, and this one has just been like so high on my radar, and I really want to get to it. So this is just a pick for me. I'm gonna put this one on my September TBR. This is book number 6. All right, I'm obsessed with this TBR so far. It's like I couldn't have picked it better if I literally got to hand pick it. Let's pick out prompt number 7. Let's do the last fall one for prompt number 7 because we've got one more the fall ones to pick. Okay, a mystery that takes place in autumn. I'm honestly so glad that we got this one because I don't think I have really a mystery thriller on the TBR so far this month, so it'll be good to add one. I don't really feel like too many of my digital reads are mystery thrillers. Actually, I think The Dead Husband Cookbook is. Oh, and Happy Wife. But I don't know that either of those take place during the fall. So in terms of just other mystery type books that I have on my TBR cart, we've got Wild Dark Shore once again. And honestly, the more I keep picking it up, the more I keep wanting to put it on my TBR. But this one isn't like specifically set in fall. I kind of don't care, and I'm kind of just like, it's giving fall vibes. Like, just let me put it on my TBR. But anyway, we've also got We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kleiwer. I got this literally last fall and then didn't read it. It says Get Out meets Parasite. Once again, though, I don't think this is set during a specific time. Plus, this is like horror instead of mystery thriller, and I thought it'd be fun to read this in October. I really want to get to both of them, but neither of them are like specifically set in the fall. The other mystery thrillers I have on my TBR cart are A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I feel like I just keep avoiding that one, and I'm not really sure why. We've also got The Thursday Murder Club. I really want to read this one because the show came out on Netflix and it looks really good. I also just am kind of a sucker for these like cozy mysteries with like old people solving crime. I know they're not for everyone, but I think they're so fun. This one says, in a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet weekly in the Jigsaw Room to discuss unsolved crimes. Together, they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first live case. It's kind of giving Only Murders in the Building, kind of. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. It sounds so cute. Okay, wait, also Truly Devious. Is this when I read Truly Devious? Because it feels like fall. Ellingham Academy is a famous private school in Vermont, founded by an early 20th century tycoon. When Ellingham's wife and daughter were kidnapped, the only clue was a mocking riddle listing methods of murder, signed with the frightening pseudonym Truly Devious. Their disappearance became one of the great unsolved crimes in history. Many years later, true crime aficionado Stevie is set to begin her first year at the academy, and she is determined to solve this cold case. Truly Devious makes a surprise return. The past has crawled out of its grave, and someone has gotten away with murder. Listen, it's kind of like dark academia YA murder mystery. Maybe I'll try it. I think I'm gonna do Truly Devious. I feel like this is set during fall. I'm not for sure. This feels like a fall read to me. Yeah, also I just think it's fun to throw a YA book in the mix, and I love a little YA murder mystery. It's like dark academia mixed with cold case stuff, and I recently read the first book in the Natural series, and it wasn't my favorite. I'm not sure if the like cold case thing is for me, and so I'm interested to see what I think of this series. If I also am not a huge fan of this, I feel like I can kind of confirm that the cold case thing, the true crime thing, isn't for me, or maybe it was just that series. So I figure I'll give this a try, and I can either read it or unhaul it, but it's been on my TBR cart for a while, so let's do it. Okay, and the very last prompt, the 8th and final, we're just gonna pick a regular old normal prompt. Okay, this one says read a novella under 200 pages. I'm actually super excited about this prompt because we have a bigger TBR and it's nice to just have a shorter book. And there's also 3 novellas I can think of off the top of my head that I could be really excited to read this month. I'm just not sure if they're under 200 pages, so we're gonna have to check that. The first one is I Who Have Never Known Men. I don't know if this is technically deemed a novella. I think it is. Let me see how many pages it is. It's 188, so yes, this would work. Okay. That's really exciting. I may pick this, honestly. But the other ones that I was thinking about were Fearful by Lauren Roberts. I'm not sure how many pages that is, but of course that is another new novella coming out this month. I just feel like for me, I don't know, I'm not in a rush to read that. And I almost picked this up and read it in August several times. This is just like calling to me more than Fearful is. But then the other one that I've been wanting to read for a while too is Big Fan by Alexander Romanov. I don't know how many pages that is since it's an e-read, but that one looks really good too. Again, if this one wasn't top of mind for me, I would probably pick that one. I just really want to read I Who Have Never Known Men. I feel like so many people give this a really high rating. And actually, Anders, my boyfriend, read this in June and he's been wanting me to read it. And I've been wanting to read it. It's a little bit more sad. I think this is more like dystopian. This was first copyrighted in 1995. Also, this is the UK cover. We got this in London as well. But it says, for a very long time, the days went by, each just like the day before. Then I began to think and everything changed. Deep underground, 39 women live imprisoned in a cage. Watched over by guards, these women have no memory of how they got there, no notion of time, and only vague recollections of their lives before. As the burn of electric light merges day into night and numberless years pass, a young girl, the 40th prisoner, sits alone and outcast in the corner. But soon she will show herself to be the key to the others' escape and survival in the strange world that awaits them above. So I'm excited to get to it this month and see what I think. And this will be the 8th and final book on my September TBR. Alrighty guys, that is it for my September TBR. Let's do a quick recap of the 8 prompts that I pulled and the books that I chose. The first prompt that I pulled says a book that feels like the current season. So for this, I chose The Women by Kristen Hanna. I feel like this being set maybe in like a warmer climate in general, but also being historical fiction blended that like end of summer, beginning of fall vibe for me. Plus this is on my 25 to read in 2025. Next up for my first seasonal prompt that I pulled, this one says a new release from this fall. So for this one, I chose Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. I can't wait to get to this one. I'm so excited. The third prompt that I pulled said a book with magic. So for this one, I chose The Book of Autumn by Molly O'Sullivan. This one comes out on October 28th, and I hope that I love it. And if I do, I'll definitely let you guys know so that you can pick it up later this season too. The fourth prompt that I pulled called me out, and it said, pick the book you've said this month for sure about the most. So for this one, I chose Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. You guys know I literally have been being like, I'm gonna start Throne of Glass, I'm gonna start it, and then I don't. So I'm holding myself accountable. We are really getting into it this month, and I am so excited to do so. This is my anticipated schedule for my Throne of Glass reading journey. If you guys want to follow along with me, there's still time to catch up if you want to read it with me this fall. Then the second seasonal fall prompt that I pulled said, continue a series that gives fall vibes. So for this one, I went ahead and chose Crown of Midnight as well by Sarah J. Maas. This is the next book in the Throne of Glass series. Any big fantasy series to me is always going to give fall vibes, and I'm really excited, like I said, to continue my Throne of Glass reading adventure this fall. Okay, prompt number 6 says the book you're most excited to pick up. So for this one, I chose Spectacular Things by Beck Dory Stein. I really want to read this before we get too far away from summer. All right, prompt number 7, the third and final fall TBR prompt, said a mystery that takes place in autumn. So for this one, I chose Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. Another new series I'm starting, but hopefully I'll love it. It's just giving fall vibes to me. So, and the 8th and final prompt that I pulled today for my September TBR said, read a novella under 200 pages. So for this one, I chose I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. I'm excited to have a bit of a shorter book on my TBR this month as well. Maybe it means I'll be able to finish my TBR. Who knows? No promises, but hope springs eternal. Here we have my September TBR plus Wild Reverence. I think it's a really solid set of books for the month. We've got a little bit of everything. I just feel like it's really well rounded, and I'm super excited. I always have so much fun doing this with you guys and sharing it with you. So I'm looking forward to an awesome month of reading in September. Let me know what is on your September TBR in the comments down below. And if you've read any of these books, what you thought about them. I am manifesting 5-star reads for all of us this month in September. If you made it this far in the video, comment down below with the like green leaves falling emoji to match my green vibe, but also give a nod to fall and that we are starting to get into those cooler months. I always love knowing who made it to the end. So comment down below with that emoji. And if you're new here, be sure to click subscribe down below and stick around so you don't miss a video from me. Also, I almost forgot. Let me know if you want to see any specific reading vlogs with any of these books. I'm definitely going to do a reading vlog for Throne of Glass, but beyond that, if there's any others that you would want to see specific reading vlogs for, definitely let me know. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I am super excited for an awesome month of reading in September, and I wish you all the same. If you're not already following me also on Goodreads and Fable, I'm always updating in real time what I'm reading on there, so you can see my live reading updates so you don't have to wait for the reading vlog. And I just love interacting with you guys on there, so definitely follow me on there if you want to keep up with what I'm reading. Okay, I think that's actually it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you super soon in my next video. Okay, bye everyone.